Hi everyone, welcome to Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Welcome back. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you. It has been a doozy of a week. Is it just me? But we are here. We are alive. We're learning to enjoy the journey and all of its fullness and vastness. So cheers. I hope you have your tea. I'm sipping on some white elderflower. Pretty good. Also known as the wedding tea. Poured a little cranberry juice in it. Today was my first day without coffee. I'm still alive. I've been really trying to wean from the things that are just not as healthy for me as not to my highest health. I'm trying to ascend. We are in a space and a chapter amongst the collective where ascendance. So don't be surprised if you hear about some news about Ascendance, my dance show that I've been working on for about 4 or 5 years now. This is the year. So I've been doing my best to be my best and healthy and strong. So today is day 1 of no coffee. So I had my mud water. I say that, but it really wasn't mud water. It was chai. I did try coffee with some mushroom tea in it, and that was good. It had lion's mane, but this one was just nothing but chai today. And then I also had matcha. So I have been drinking matcha after my cup of coffee, and it was an interesting day. I was feeling emotionally overwhelmed since maybe it was because I didn't have my coffee. I don't know. But throughout the day, I was feeling just some surges of collective, overwhelming, heavy energy. And the last time I was here was last Tuesday for Tea and Tarot Tuesday, and holy bajoli mamacholi, the week it has been since last Tuesday, right? We've had Valentine's Day, we had the Kansas City Chiefs parade, we had a huge violent fatal shooting at the Valentine's Day Chiefs Super Bowl parade the very next day of Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Was not anticipating it, right? But I was feeling those heaviness. And if I go back and listen, if you go back to listen to last week's Tea and Tarot Tuesday, I was speaking on the heaviness of the energies, the purging that I was feeling, the pain bodies that were triggering me, the sicknesses that people were coming down with. My friend got really sick, and that's why she and I just, ended up canceling our trip to the parade. Thank God, because there was a public shooting. And rest in peace, and God bless, and I pray and I send and I cry and I grieve, and for the families that have been wounded and affected, who have lost their mother. There was a mother that grew up in the neighborhood that I am currently living in, mother of 2. God bless her soul, for she was probably just an innocent bystander in the line of the fire of the ego. And the 13th, last Tuesday, I said Venus and Mars went into Pluto, or went into Aquarius, but it was actually just Mars. Mars, the planet of war, went into the sign of Aquarius last Tuesday, while Pluto, the planet of death, is also in Aquarius. So yeah, some heavy, 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 heavy energy. And not just within the local collective or the national collective, but for the global collective, for the universal collective, for the planetarian astrological collectives. You know, last Monday, February 12th, there were friggin' sun flares happening on the sun. Big old solar little spurts of fiery fountains. I don't even know how to explain them. And so there's a lot. And I think that we have now just entered, so Venus entered into Aquarius on the 17th. And then the sun moved out of Aquarius into Pisces on the 18th. Also, shout outs to my niece, Sally. That was her birthday. So now we are in the Pisces season. Happy birthday, Pisces. I think I'm going to do some collective poll. I don't know. I have been contemplating on whether I want to do a water. I've been called to start doing some different kinds of reads for maybe for the zodiac signs, particularly for, you know, horoscopes kind of thing. And I can't decide if I want to do Pisces and then have them one by one, or if I want to do the water signs as one, and then next week I'll do, you know, the fire signs or the earth signs or the air signs, depending, right? So I can't decide. I guess I'm just gonna let spirit feel it out for me. But I know that we are in Pisces season, so this is definitely a happy birthday, Pisces, energetic collective read for Pisces, all in all. Pisces is the 12th house. Everyone's got a 12th house, right? Which means this is the final sign in the zodiac year. I know we just had the Chinese New Year on February 10th. We've got a lot of New Years going on. And we have the zodiac New Year starting in April. Well, that's not true. Starting in Aries. I just say April because that's my birthday. But starting March. Now, it's interesting because they say that it used to be that Aries started on March 23rd. For some reason this year, it's saying that it starts on the 19th. And I don't know if it's because Pisces started on the 18th. But I guess I always thought that they started a little bit earlier. But for some reason, I also thought that Pisces didn't start until the 22nd, 23rd, like regular signs, right? I'm going to have to do some research and I'll get back to you when I figure that out. But that's definitely my question of wonder. But that's what it says this year. That's what it says this year. So what's fun, once it gets to Capricorn season, the beginning of the year, life gets really interesting for me in particular. And this is why it's important for you to know your natal chart. Because it's not just about your sun sign. It's about your moon sign, your rising. It's about your Venus, your Mercury. These are important signs. These are strongly influential planets that really do shape. And then, excuse me, you also have your, see, I got all this congestion, not to help with the Palo Santo, but I'm clearing up so much. Clearing up from the eyeballs, purging. From the nose, purging. From the throat, purging. From the sacral, purging. From the armpits, purging. Right? And we are purging because we are shedding. And what I heard today when I was having some intense energy waves wash over me. Extreme. They were awakenings, and I've been having them since this morning. I've been having them since this weekend. I slept for 13 hours on Saturday night. We are shifting timelines. We are awakening and transcending, ascending. Oh man, I let it bug in. So there is transformation, and that's why I've been called to continue having this Lemurian. So these are the Lemurian guidance cards that I've been keeping with me. Evolution, transformation, surrender. Do you see the storyline? Going from mermaid, evolving, the DNA upgrading, right? Our cellular level, our energetic frequency is upgrading to the point of complete transformation, like a butterfly, like a caterpillar into the butterfly. This mermaid is transforming into human. And the only way that she can go from mermaid to human is to surrender. The only way that this transformation can come about is to cocoon herself, to nurture and love herself, to go within herself, to heal herself, and then to surrender. I spent so much time outside, as much as I could. Every single break I could, I was outside. We are also tapping into, because this space, when we are evolving, when we are surrendering, when we are awakening, we are in the year of the dragon. That was the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year on February 10th. Shout outs to my little brother's birthday. Right? Shout outs to my friends' birthdays on the 12th as well. Beloveds. And this is a vulnerable state. But I love that we have the dragon in this space of radical expansion and vulnerability. Both dragons. We have the crystal dragon in vulnerability. We have the rainbow dragon in radical expansion. To not be afraid to be all that we are. Radical expansion. I've heard that word so many times for this particular year. But then just over the last couple weeks, new books, radical alignment, radical, I still keep awareness, I think. I keep forgetting that word. Radical acceptance, that's it. Right? And I say radical alignment, and look, at the top of this Lemurian deck is alignment. With the two dolphins, with the chakras. We are healing and aligning in our ancient future. Our ancient future is coming back from the past and reawakening. This is the reincarnations of our soul. Today, Spirit told me I was having soul grief. That my soul was grieving the timelines that it's been on. Because it is grieving so that it can release those timelines in order for me to allow myself the space to step into a higher timeline. To step into my Dharma. Aries is in the North Node. Aries is also, Chiron is in Aries right now. The North Node is in Aries right now. Chiron is the wounded healer. And Chiron and the North Node are in conjunction with each other right now. And I am born in the sun of Aries, Aries sun. Underneath this ancient future, we have balanced forces. Balanced forces. And that comes right after alignment, 18 and 19. Alignment and balanced forces. This is the masculine and the feminine energy coming into balance. The forces coming into balance with each other. Aligning with each other. Merging. Clearing. Transforming. And I'm so emotional because this, you see how this is so Egyptian, this ancient future. This is very much a strong oracle reading today. This ancient future, it is Black History Month, and I have hardly said one thing this month about Black History Month, and it is the 20th. My ancestors are not happy with the overlooking. And when I recognize that, I have been, not that I've been dismissive or disregarding, but it has been disregarding, because I know exactly what this month is, but I chose to not prioritize it, to speak about it. And for that, I'm so sorry to my ancestors that I have not spoken and given voice to. Our ancient future, this is the bringing the past. This is reincarnation is what I hear. And when I was in my spiritual bath over the weekend, because again, I told you I slept for 13 hours and then woke up and all I wanted to do was sit in the bath for 2 more hours in the middle of the day. So I did. And in that bath, and upon recognizing that I have not acknowledged my beautiful ancestors who have come before, my freedom fighters, the freedom fighters who came before to pave the way for my future, my present, for me to be able to sit here, speak freely, fully, safely. Spirit said, these freedom leaders, they are your angels over you, guiding you, protecting you. But let's go even farther back than the last 60 years. Let's go farther back to ancient Egypt. Because you have been awakening to your ancestry. You have been awakened to your Akashic records of your soul incarnations. So let's shine light on Cleopatra, who you have been attuning with, who has been your guiding ancestral incarnated soul earth angel. And it's important, and this is not to relish and to say anything of ego and pride. This is to acknowledge some Akashic truth and wisdom that is within us all. Because when you allow yourself to resonate with these truths, You recognize parts of you where you come from that there may not be a trace on this earthly plane necessarily yet, back to your ancient roots. But that doesn't mean they're not there. If a tree falls when no one is around to hear it, did the tree actually fall? This is beautiful. Cleopatra had a twin flame, a soul, divine soul counterpart who was on the same frequency energetically, who carried the same energetic frequency as her. And his name was Julius Caesar, the Roman dictator for life. They had a son named Caesarion. And both Cleopatra's divine love and her son were murdered by the Roman Empire out of anger, hate, fear, jealousy, and envy for the love that Cleopatra and Caesar had. They did not want their love to combine the empires of Egypt and Rome. They did not want this beautiful harmony of Egypt and Rome to conquer. They wanted control. They wanted what was already, what they could fathom, what they could handle. And they couldn't control Cleopatra. And they thought if they took everything from her, that she would cave. If they took the one love that she had, that she was going to marry and save her land, that she would give up. But she didn't. She was very sad. She grieved heavily. But she knew that she had a mission. She had a purpose. She had a duty, a calling. And that mission was to maintain the empire of Egypt. That was her responsibility. Her people needed her. Her land needed her. And so she did everything that she could do in her power until greed and hate and fear and jealousy and envy and all the things eventually overpowered. That doesn't mean that it won, but it overpowered. And as we realign the balanced forces of our ancient future, we reawaken the calling, the duty, the responsibility I don't know how. How will be thy name? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's all I know. And as easy as it is to get distracted by these worldly, earthly things, like status, social acceptance, how many followers and likes you have, and how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, and the shoes you have. But that is not why we're here. That is not why we're here. We are here to heal the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind through our gifts, through the sound of the universe. Through love, through trust, through vulnerability, we are stepping through. We are expressing our truth. And that is the Pisces season. That is the Pisces power. I am so much Pisces. I'm so much more Pisces than I am Aries. I just so happened to be born during the Aries sun, but I was born in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Mars was in Pisces when I was born. My midhaven is in Pisces. Venus was in Pisces when I was born. Or at least my Venus is in Pisces. I was reading about that the other day because I had a huge, deep, in-depth conversation with Spirit. I did my own personal tea and tarot reading. By the way, I am opening up for my schedule in March for personal tea and tarot readings. I have really great packages that are offering for live in-person conversations or virtual live conversations and readings, as well as pre-recorded readings. And they both include Lemurian spirit guidance, counsel, intuitive natal channeling of your natal chart, as well as your divine feminine and masculine collective read. So if that's something that you're interested in, I meant to shout out this announcement at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. And for those who don't know, I am going on a social media cleanse here. I don't know for how long, but I will not be on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok for a little while. Just to, as I'm purifying my energy with all the rest of the unhealthy vices that have once drained me, intoxified me, right? I am going on a cleanse of this as well. So you can still find my Tea and Tarot readings posted every Tuesday on YouTube. That's just about the only social media that I'll be posting on. So if you do want to have a personal Tea and Tarot reading, also included in the package is a 1 ounce of my handcrafted delicious mango ginger yerba mate loose leaf tea, fruit infused herbal tea. If you're not local in the Kansas City area, I do mail and deliver, and right now just within the United States, but I will be getting into international shipping at some point. Anyway, so you can reach me. I'll put my contact information, my email at femrims811@gmail.com. You can call me, beat me if you want to reach me, if you have my number. You can DM me after tonight's live. I don't know if I'll be able to see that, so do be sure to reach out to me via email, femrims811@gmail.com. I'd love to connect with you personally and help channel your guidance journey. Okay. So with that, this is some beautiful guidance messages that I pulled this morning as well. And because I'm talking about purifying and cleansing and detoxing from, unhealthy, energetically draining vices, this was at the top this morning of Don Miguel Ruiz's 4 Agreements Oracle deck. Always do your best. Love and nurture your body. Your own body is a manifestation of God. And if you honor your body, everything will change for you. Practice giving love to every part of your body. This will plant seeds of love in your mind, and when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. And beautiful blue butterflies, indigo, purple butterflies. Purple butterfly. purple butterfly spreading my wings, touching the sky. I am a purple butterfly. I am a purple butterfly. I've been getting called, and just so many messages keep showing up to remind me of my artistic endeavors. Pisces, if you have Pisces in your chart, you are an intuitive, psychic, beautiful, artistic, creative being. And that is your purpose, is to spread that universal art, that art into the universe. Because artistry, whether it's music, writing, dance, painting, singing, whatever it is a channel for spirit to express love, to express its divine teachings and divine intelligence. They're messages that words can't fathom. And they're healing. Look at the two dragons with the crystal and the eclipse. We have our first lunar eclipse coming at the end of March. And then our first solar eclipse at the beginning of April. The 4/4 portal. The other cards that were pulled to this morning are: be impeccable with your word. Seek to know the truth. Don't take anything personally. Love and respect yourself. I love this one. This has been pulled a few times, and especially with Valentine's Day and the catastrophes that happened last week with the dense energies of Pluto and Mars and Aquarius. This couldn't be more accurate. You are never responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for you. If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift if they walk away from you. You may hurt for a while, but your heart will eventually heal. I got a lot of be impeccable with your words today. All I got was, and then I got one, don't take anything personally, and that was on love, respect yourself. We have release the power of your word. Your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. All it takes is one mustard seed of faith to move mountains. Always do your best. Do your best because you want to. This beautiful blue jay. You do your best when you're enjoying the action you're doing, or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Not because you're trying to please the judge, and not because you're trying to please other people. Another, be impeccable with your word. Let go of judgment and blame. Being impeccable, you take responsibility for your actions, but you do not judge or blame yourself for anything. This has been a really deep-rooted, these two. And then the last one we have is another, be impeccable with your word. Enjoy heaven on earth. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. These two are extremely powerful right now. From love and respect yourself to let go of self-judgment or blame. This is what we need. This is Venus and Pisces. This is Venus and Pisces energy. Even though technically it's in Aquarius, but we're in Pisces sun. This is Venus and Aquarius with Pisces sun, with the sun in Pisces, because it is illuminating. Venus is the planet of love. It's the feminine energy, the feminine planet, the planet of feminine energy. Love and abundance, right? It's the planet of forgiveness, of grace. And Pisces is so intuitively, empathically transparent. If you know a Pisces, or if you are a Pisces, you are full of emotion. Don't you dare try to say you ain't. My son knows. He's a Pisces rising. His father is a Pisces sun and rising. And I'm Pisces, I told you, Venus, Mars, Midheaven, and Mercury. He literally knows that I cry at everything. Just introducing him to someone, a family friend, he goes, please don't cry. What I learned about Pisces, was it my Midheaven I was reading? That we are very, at least for the Pisces in Midheaven, it's very susceptible, very strongly connected. That it is very natural and common to have great emotional, to feel greatly emotionally in love and in pain. So, like today, for instance, nothing particular happened, but the aftermath of last week's traumas and catastrophes, the grief following from that, the heaviness weighing on that loss, the losses, as well as the heightened energies of the beauty around love and the victories of our city, and the heightened energies around birthdays, the sadness around missing people, right? Wishing you could celebrate birthdays with people that you love, right? Distance, the illusion of separation. But I wish I had the book I was reading. I picked up Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth for the first time in so long. My book is falling apart. I've read it so many times and have so many notes. I've had it for about 10 years coming on. I got it for my 22nd birthday, actually. So yeah, almost 10 years in a month from now. And there was a part about consciousness, and it was so beautiful, and it has stuck with me so long, to say, you cannot lose consciousness, for it is not something that you have, but it's something that you are. And you cannot lose what you are. And that really strikes home, especially for those who are on this high vibrational divine journey of conscious love, and what is also considered the twin flame divine love journey. Because it's no ordinary love. That song came on. Somehow it snuck into my Christian playlist, but I couldn't listen to any other songs but Christian music today because my spirit was breaking from the ego. It was breaking away. My consciousness was the wrong word for it is killing off the ego, but it was overcoming the attachments to the ego around separation, anxiety, around people pleasing and codependency, around emotional addiction, and this need for validation externally, right? And every song that came on pulled me into that space more, emotionally attaching to this overbearing, overwhelming sensation of utter sadness and grief. And that's when Spirit told me I was grieving, having a spiritual grieving process of the soul, of my soul's lifetimes, of the traumas and the karmic cycles and the generational endings. You have to grieve what you lose that is not you. You have to grieve the death of the ego, right? You have to grieve when you are ascending from one energetic level, from one frequency, from one timeline to the next. When you are ascending, that's why they say ascension symptoms are awful, because you got sore throats, you get achy, you really get symptoms of being sick. You're tired, you're emotional, almost like a hormonal pregnant woman, or a woman on with Aunt Flo around the corner, you know. I'm just saying, a woman who is extremely emotional because of her hormones when she is having that time of month, or if she is shedding, or if she is growing, you know. And it was almost as if I kept saying, I feel like I'm having withdrawals. You know, when you have withdrawals from an addiction, if you're addicted to coffee, which I could have been, that could have been an emotional connection to it. When you're addicted to drugs, when you're addicted to TV or games or social media or sex or, you know, codependency, whatever the things, the vices that you're addicted to, nicotine, right? When you are releasing that, what does your body do? It has this extreme withdrawal. You sweat, you cry, right? You have headaches. When your ego is dying, when you are releasing the attachment from what it is that you thought you were, And when you are you are separating yourself from that, recognizing that you are consciousness, you are the witness to this experience. You are not the experience. Your ego goes through this withdrawal, right? Your soul goes through this withdrawal from the ego death, detaching. But what happens as you are withdrawing too? You are cleansing your body from the toxins that were poisoning you. So though, yes, temporarily it feels really bad, but in the long run, it is purifying you. So yes, temporarily, this might feel like the worst thing on earth. It might feel so hard. I was so resistant. These were the last things I wanted to let go of. Coffee and social media. But I've already purified. I've already said yes to this part of my journey for my soul's awakening and realignment. I've already said yes. I've already agreed to it on this soul contract. I've already started purifying some of the hardest things that I don't think I ever had to purify. The feminine energy, so much of the, I don't want to say most, but so much of the feminine energy collective right now is in this intense purification mode. Completely clearing, purifying. That's why you see this stepping through picture. She's completely naked, coming out of the lotus flower, completely naked as we come, right? Totally pure, innocent, with the butterflies and the hummingbirds, the hearts inside the bubbles. Coming out of the lotus flower, which is the flower that is born out of the mud. We are stepping through number 4711. I don't even know if we're going to get into tarot right now because this is just so deep. Spirit guides are just speaking so heavily right now. Lemuria has so much to say right now with these beautiful artistries. I love the tarot too much. We're going to get in the tarot. But we are awakening our luminescence. We are going beyond the mind. And it's something that the ego cannot fathom. Look, she of the lotus. She of the lotus. This is like the phoenix rising after the dark night of the soul. The death of the ego. You see how she's got her legs coming out of the lotus. Transforming. It is not easy to transform this knot. The butterfly starts as a caterpillar, cocoons itself, suffocates itself, eats itself alive, completely turns itself into mush, eating itself from the inside out, mushing itself up, completely disintegrating its entire essence in order to transform. I mean, this butterfly's got angel wings. The throat chakra. Excuse me, I'm releasing fear. As I burp, I'm releasing fear. Because the throat chakra is our truth, is our expression, is the sound of the universe that we create. As above, so below. As above, so below. On earth as it is in heaven. Enjoy heaven on earth. This is the new earth we're coming into. We are enjoying heaven. We are about to step into heaven on earth. But in order to do that, we have to step through, where are you at? The fire of hell. Well, that's a little dramatic, but essentially the mud that became the earth flower. Look at that beautiful picture of a new earth. Mama Gaia transforming. Okay. My affirmation today that came out: I have the words I need. I strive to do my best every day. Always do your best. Love and nurture your body. Your body is your temple. I learned a song when I was about 11 or 12 after I was in this Christian musical for 5 years, starting at like age, 7? Called Worth Waiting For. It was a show on preserving your temple, remaining abstinent and pure until you met that special someone who could honor all of you, respect all of you, that you would trust with the sacredcy of your body when you become one in union. And in the Christian case, it's marriage. I remember my father told me to promise him that I was going to save myself until marriage when I was 7. Sorry. I get really weirded out about my outfits, and I'm like, this looks bulky. Anyway, my dad, had me promise him that I was going to save myself until marriage when I was 7. I was like, okay. But at that time, I didn't understand what that really meant. I also didn't understand because my parents weren't married. I also didn't understand because I was going through some really traumatic experiences that confused me around honoring my temple. And I'm sorry to get into depth of things. This is really heavy and deep, so I do apologize if this is not your cup of tea today for Tea and Tarot Tuesday. Sometimes they're heavier than, some weeks are heavier than most. A couple weeks ago, we had this light, beautiful, lovey message, but it's not there today. And I think it's because the collective has overgone this really traumatic event last Wednesday, and I'm an intuitive channeler. I'm an empathic channeler. I can't sugarcoat the energies as they come through. I could try, but what good will that do? So anyway, the reason why I'm sharing that is because I feel like for the first time in my life, I am almost 32 years old. I am 31 on my soul path number. My soul path number is 31. I'm coming upon the completion of my solar soul return. And in Lemuria, number 31 is the picture of home. I'm returning home. And in this year, I truly am. In this year, I have reconnected with ancient bits of my ancient future to realign and balance. And I've also recognized how important the purification and the sacredcy of my temple, of my sanctuary. That's why loving and nurturing your body is so important right now. To love and nurture your body, and to love and respect yourself. Because for the first time in my life, I'm really understanding what that actually means. For the first time in my life, I'm really understanding what it means to be worth waiting for. And it starts with waiting for me. It starts with recognizing my worth. To wait for what is worthy for me. You know, the feminines on this journey have a tendency to be the ones that give up on the journey first. I know it seems like the masculine is the one because they're the ones that are dragging their feet. But the feminines are the ones that hold the space. So if the feminines leave, there is no space to be held. The masculine's energy is to form the space. The feminine's energy is to hold the space. And if the feminine energy is not in a space where they can hold with serenity and trust and purity, then the space that will be formed by the masculine is inevitably going to be of that same energy, of that same caliber. Right? So if you're holding space on quicksand, you're going to build on quicksand. If you're forming space on a stable, sturdy, nurturing soil, you're going to plant seeds in stable, sturdy, nurturing soil. You're going to build on sturdy, nurturing soil. But what's funny is that soil, spirit, it's funny. Soil also is just like this lotus, she of the lotus, stepping through. Because why? Because the best soil is what? Manure. the best of soil to plant your seeds in is shit. Literally, right? Compost, which is rotting fruits and vegetables, cores, pits, and then you mix it with horse or cow poop because they are eating nothing but earth and thus flowing earth through. So it's ironic as well to recognize it in that light as well. Even this vulnerability card, these are lotus flowers on lily pads. You know, crystals are formed through erosion. Diamonds are formed through heat. Right? So yes, there is discomfort in transformation. But don't give up. My beautiful feminines, you are the leaders. Don't give up. I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to make this one the oracle reading. And then I'm going to do a part 2 to add tarot onto it so we can clarify the answers. I don't know if I want to do... I don't think I want to do the water signs for this tea and tarot. I'm going to have to make that a separate series. Because I feel like the tea and tarot is figuring out what the tea is going on amongst the collective. What the tea is going on. So if you're joining me, if you're going to join me into the tarot, come on and make sure you heat up your tea. Get yourself a new fresh batch and get comfy. If this is where we end, thank you so much for joining me for the oracle. I know it's a little bit different. Sometimes Spirit be making it all sorts of different. Sometimes I do part separated up so it's not such long readings for your convenience. I know, I do these Instagram lives and then I post them on YouTube, on my channel, Princess Leah 888. But watching Instagram reels aren't as convenient because you can't, minimize the camera and be able to do other things on your camera or on your phone like you can with YouTube. So for the convenience, I don't even know where I'm at as far as time goes. I know this was quite some time, but this was a really necessary and beautiful channeled spirit message. And Lemuria had a lot to share Lemurians are the epitome of transformation, going from mermaids, right, and emerging and transforming and evolving into, they have dragons and humans and beautiful, beautiful everythings. So this was a really beautiful spirit, urgent message I'm hearing that was necessary and needed to be said. the way that it needed to be delivered. So I hope you got some really great nuggets out of this. I hope this helped empower you to remain true and honest and honoring of your body, of your soul, of your spirit. I hope you find your truth and find courage to step into your truth and your balance and alignment with Source, with your soul, with soul. Soul is love. Love is all. And love is all we need. So the light within me absolutely honors and adores and appreciates the light within you and your time sharing with me, even if you are watching this after the fact or later down the road. Whenever this reaches you, it's meant for you because energy is timeless. Namaste. Peace and love. I'll see you over in tarot. If not, until next time. Bye.